Hey there, today I'm going to show you how you can lip sync your AI music video using Grok. That's right, I said Grok, believe it or not. Yes, you can make them sing, rap, whatever, you want to in terms of the music performance, vocal-wise. But before I do that, I just want to say that I am not being paid by Grok. I'm not sponsored by Grok. I am totally going by experience. And some of the stuff seems, what I'm showing you is going to be really obvious, but hopefully it will be helpful because a lot of people don't even know. So with that, let me talk about Grok features as of today, May 2026. They do not have any current lip sync for an AI music video. They have lip sync in terms of you put in a prompt and your character will talk something out, but it's not like you can upload your song, select a few seconds, and then have your character like lip sync over it. That doesn't work. And I hope they were to do that. I hope that eventually goes in a roadmap. And I hope they don't do it where you have to give it a specific 10-second MP3. I hope it's like you upload the whole song, isolate the 6 or 10 seconds, pick the character, do the prompt, say if you want them rapping, singing, whatever, and it just does it. That would be amazing if Grok could eventually do that. But meanwhile, I want to show you what you can do, and it's pretty darn effective. Now, today, unfortunately, Grok doesn't really have a free model anymore like it used to, and I actually wound up paying for the tool. And I pay, I think it's roughly like 300-ish a year or something like that for it. And, you get better quality, you get up to 10-second videos, but just be aware that there isn't no secret sauce in terms of like you can upload a whole video, whole MP3 and get a whole music video. That's other tools. All right, let's get into it. The first thing I want to do is before I show you like how to do things, let me show you what the end result is. So this is lip syncing, basically one example of rapping, and then an example of like 3 background singers singing. So you get an idea of 2 different ways. And stay to the end because I'm going to kind of go through all the little minor tips and tricks that you need to do to at least get by for now until such time they create other features. Okay. So I'm going to go silent. This is roughly about 30 seconds. I'll give you some examples of what the actual result would be.
Now she moving with a strength you can't break down. Saw the devil in the smile of a fake clown. He tried playing with her mind like a game board, but she saw every move like a chess lord. Energy low when the spirit ain't clean. Dark thoughts hiding behind the routine, but she rose like the sun through the cold night air. Said respect my soul or you ain't well. For the dark.
That's pretty good, right? And that, that's not by default. What I mean by that is check this out. Let me show you that first video where she's walking the street. Let me show you what the raw video actually sounds like. Because right there, it's muted. I just lined it up with the song. But this is what that video actually sounds like right out of Grok raw video.
Now she moving with a strength you can't break down. Saw the devil in the smile of a fake clown.
Now that's the raw video. Now you can tell it had some other background music and she doesn't say it exactly the same way, right? But the timing of the words that she's saying lines up pretty well. And I want to show you some tips and tricks of how to do that effectively. So let's get into it, okay? So what I'm showing you right here is Microsoft Clipchamp, okay? And the reason why I'm using this is because a lot of people have this. It's a simple tool. I do have other editing tools, but I think this is good to start with. It's pretty basic and simple. So I ripped out all the other little videos that made up this whole music video just to kind of isolate some examples. So let me show you what we just saw, but behind the covers, like lined up in the tool in the editing software.
Now she moving with a strength you can't break down. Saw the devil in the smile of a fake clown. He tried playing with her mind like a game board, but she.
Okay, so you get an idea there. this is all just lined up. So basically, all I did with the finished product is just line up the video to the song. And you probably figured that out already. But what I want to point out is it's probably hard to see here, but this video, she was actually rapping a little too slow, just a hair. So what I did is I had to speed it up to 1.1. And that's something I want to point out to you is that sometimes out of Grok, when you pop it in, they may be talking or singing a little slow or a little fast. If it's way off, it's going to look weird, right? You don't want your video to speed up like old-fashioned movies or something. But, you can adjust it. So I adjust this one a little bit to make it mesh a little bit better. Another thing you can do is let me show you a video where she pauses in the middle. And I purposely left it like this so I can show another way you can edit to make it look decent. All right, so let me show you this video really quickly, this spot.
A heart full of shadows ain't a place she belongs. Too much poison in the words of a devil.
Let me
Ain't
rewind
a
it.
place she belongs. Too much poison in the words of a devil.
Okay, see how she paused there? And I'm sorry, when it's in design mode, it lags a little bit. That's why it's not very sharp with the meshing up with the words. But you can see there she pauses. Hold on, let me...
Too much poison in the words.
Right there, see how she pauses? Where the music just keeps going? So what you can do, and let me get rid of this video part, is you can split it. It's hard to see here, but this little arrow thing here is like a transition, okay? You can use a transition to kind of mesh things together a little bit between one clip to another. So what I did is I just shortened that second one up a little bit. I basically cut out that pause. And I did this really quickly. I probably could have made it a little smoother, but this is what it looks like.
Now, but a heart full of shadows ain't a place she belongs. Too much poison in the words of a devil in songs. He talks.
That second part was a little off, but I think you get the idea. You can kind of...
Too much poison in the words of a devil in songs.
Yeah, I could have made that transition part a little longer so it would hide that a little bit more. But I did this, for example, just to show you another trick of how you can kind of, get away with taking a Grok clip and making it work within your video. Okay? So that's a couple things right there. But let's create one. I almost created this one in real time. I did this like right before we started recording, okay? And this is what I want to point out. I have it where I say in the prompt, because it's hard to read here, she raps quickly. And I have this long sentence here, okay? And this is what it sounds like. Here, let me get it to the beginning here.
Through the cold night air, said respect my soul or you ain't welcome here.
Okay, so that was done with a 10-second prompt. I did the lower quality so it'd be quick. If I was doing this real, I would do a higher quality. And you could see I put she raps quickly. That's key, quickly. Quickly means like, because otherwise it's going to span over that 10 seconds and she's going to rap really slow. And you notice there's no commas or periods here because she'll pause. That's an indication to the tool to pause. And I don't want her to pause because I'll show you where I'm going to put this. I'm going to put this right after here.
Promises deep, but the truth hard to swallow. Dark in his mind, hollow. Promises deep, but the truth hard to swallow. Dark in his mind, yeah.
So right there, I'm going to put this, I'm sorry, wrong spot here.
Behind the routine, but she rose like
but she rose. That's where I'm going to put this video, okay? And I already added it to Microsoft Clipchamp, what I just showed you. So I just created it. I haven't tried to put it in this video yet because I wanted to be real time figuring it out. So in other words, I didn't pre-plan this. I just created it to be ready for the video, but now I'm doing this editing in real time. So I'm going to mute this and see how close I got it to matching up here.
the routine, but she rose like the sun through the cold night air. Said respect my soul or you ain't welcome here. She said,
all right, so that was, she did this a little too fast, like a hair too fast. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to slow it down to 0.95. That's like just a little slower. Let's see how this looks instead.
routine, but she rose like the sun through the cold night air. Said respect my soul or you ain't welcome here. She said,
That's better. I mean, this is just to give you guys an idea. And I just created this, so I haven't played around with this before to know it even fit. But I knew that line in the song, she says those two lines really quickly, like without pause, and that's what I gave the instruction to Gronk. She raps quickly, and I put it in there. I didn't put any periods, any commas, so it's straight through, and it worked out pretty well. And I didn't tell her to do anything crazy here. I just did something very simple. You could say she moves her hand, she moves back, you can give emotion, but you could see that was pretty simple, and people don't realize you can do this. And up to 10 seconds is pretty darn good. So, with that, let's get back to discussing some of the tips and tricks here and summarize them. But before I do, hey guys, if you could do me a big favor and please share, subscribe. Every first of the month, I have 7 AI artists with different types of music, and I usually go out with about 3 or 4 music videos every first of the month for these varying styles and artists, and I love for you to check that out. Plus, I'm starting to do these shows where I'm either doing AI music topics, or I'm talking about just playing out and experiences that I've had in doing part-time music or just music topics in general. So come back and check it out. I would really appreciate it. And with that, let me summarize some of the tips that I have for you. So, one is master your prompting. Be descriptive, practice, experiment for yourself. This is what I'm just showing you because a lot of people don't realize you could even do what I just showed you, even though it's pretty straightforward. And Gronk allows you to create many videos per day. So it's kind of it's expensive tool, but at least you have more control and it's easy to use. So experiment. Don't be afraid to try new things here. And use words like raps, sing, talks. Depending on what your singer is doing, you want to describe that, right? And I believe that, you could do if it's a bilingual type of thing, I think that'll work too. If you're doing like, say, Spanish and English, you gotta check it out. And then here's example, say he raps or he sings. Let's go. Or if you want to do something with timing, then you want to say he sings quickly or he raps quickly or he talks quickly. And then if you want to use some pauses, like if the person's singing, please stay. Oh, I can't sing, sorry. Please stay one more night. Then you're going to want to have that pause in there with the comma. Okay. So it's just little things like that. It's not rocket scientist what I'm showing, but these are things that are important. If you can get the clips as close as possible from the get-go, it makes your editing that much easier. Okay. And adjust the speed. I mean, as long as it's not too crazy, as long as you're not jacking up or really slowing it down, don't be afraid to just use the speed just to adjust it a little bit here, a little bit there. I use Clipchamp as an example, but there's plenty other editors do the same thing. Okay. And then lastly, split and adjust as needed. If you had one where you just can't get it the way you want to, there's too big of a pause, then just split it and adjust it and use a transition like a fade into that can do a smooth, cool effect that you could still use your whole 10-second or 6-second clip. All right. So these are simple things. I just want to show it to you that it's not very difficult. Okay. So thank you so much for your time. I really, really appreciate it. I hope this was helpful. Again, it's getting the awareness out there. Unfortunately, there's not as many Gronk users as there used to be because of it being free and all that. But if you are using it, this could be a good option for you. It puts a creative control back to yourself because yes, there's a lot of these tools that, editing is a pain in the butt. And if you could just put in a song and put in, your idea, it'll create a music video for you. And some of them are cool. I'm using one right now. I'll do a review on it another time. But you lose that creative control if you have in your mind what it's supposed to really look like. So anyhow, I'm Edshue, and I hope I see you in the next one. God bless. Till next time.
I elevate.